What is going on, everybody? Joey Does Comics here, back with another video on the Future Specs channel. Today, I'm super excited to bring you guys a Doctor Doom key comic spotlight. So basically what this is going to be is just a comic book spotlight, some comic books, cool comic books that Doctor Doom's in, some cool Doom covers, first appearances, well, not one first appearance, but origin, that kind of thing. I'm just going to bring you cool Doctor Doom books to look out for. He is my favorite villain and the greatest villain in Marvel comic books, and you cannot debate me on that. I am right. But yeah, let's get right into it. All right, guys. So, like I said, we're doing a Doctor Doom key comic spotlight. I love this character so much. I love his character design. I love, how he's so menacing, and he's just like, he's just badass. He's literally just, that's the perfect word. Doctor Doom is a badass, and he is the greatest villain in Marvel comic books. He goes against everyone, So I want to preface this with like my reasoning for that, right? So, okay, so Green Goblin. Green Goblin is a great villain. He is one of my favorite villains. But he is only a Spider-Man villain. You don't see Green Goblin battling, let's say Doctor Strange. You don't see Green Goblin battling the Avengers. You know what I mean? But someone like Doctor Doom, obviously he's mainly a Fantastic Four villain, but he also battles the Avengers, Hulk, Thor. In Secret Wars, he battles everyone. He battles like, who else? Daredevil. He's just Spider-Man. He's battling everyone. So that's the difference between, a villain that's just for one, just a Spider-Man villain. He's a, Electro. He's a Spider-Man villain. Doctor Doom is a Marvel Comics villain. He's like a bad guy who goes across all comics. It's just a menace to the whole Marvel universe. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm saying. But yeah, anyway, guys, hit the like button before we get into it. Make sure you subscribe and drop a comment on what your favorite Doctor Doom book is. But yeah, let's get right into it. All right, guys, so we have to start at the beginning. His first appearance in Fantastic Four #5 from July of 1962. This is a Stan Lee and Jack Kirby creation, so obviously the dynamic duo. This is very, very early Marvel comic books. Obviously they started off the rebirth, the superhero rebirth, with Fantastic Four #1. In #5, they get Doctor Doom. So this book is just crazy expensive. It's a grail for me. I really want this book. And I'm not going to do this for every book, but I brought up pricing here just to kind of show you about how expensive this book is. It is the most expensive villain first appearance. I mean, unless you count like X-Men 1, which is the first appearance of Magneto, but it's also the first appearance of X-Men. You know what I mean? Like it's the most expensive, villain key, right? So 5.0. You're looking at 5.0 here on GPA analysis. And there was a last sale of $15,600. Yeah, you heard that right. 15 racks, man. That's crazy. And just to show you how much this book increased, we had a high sale in 2020 of $5,871. So the book literally went up $10,000 in a year. Tripled in a year. Crazy stuff. This book is huge. I mean, mainly everyone's speculating he's going to be the big bad, the next Thanos in the MCU, and obviously, he is. Like, let's be real. We're getting Doctor Doom. He's going to be a huge character. Everyone's saying we're getting Secret Wars. Doctor Doom is going to be a big part of that. He's just going to be a huge, huge character. He's not a once and done, character. He is going to be a 5-10 year villain where he's like in multiple movies. You know what I mean? So obviously that's making this book drive up, and just the comic boom is making this book drive up. But yeah, so let's get into some other key Doctor Doom books. And we'll start that off with second appearance, third appearance, and fourth appearance. So, don't overlook these, man, because when you get books this old and characters this big, a third appearance is still it's still third appearance. You know what I mean? But anyway, book on the left, Fantastic Four #6. I love this book so much. I still think it's undervalued. It is the second appearance of Doctor Doom, the second Silver Age appearance of the Submariner. and is the first Marvel supervillain team up. Okay, big deal. Love this book. I love the cover. I really like that book a lot. Then we get into the middle book. I don't like this cover as much. It's still good, but it's just not as good as 5 or 6. This is FF10, third appearance of Doctor Doom. Then we get to 16, which is all the way to the right. That is the fourth appearance of Doctor Doom with that awesome cover with Ant-Man. Like, that's a really cool book. I need to pick up all these. I don't have any of these, his first 4 appearances. I think I'm just gonna save up and try and grab his, like, get the big one out of the way first, his first appearance. But I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, guys. So you know what they say. If you can't get the first, if you can't get the second, grab the origin and grab the first solo story. It's the trickle-down effect. So let's talk about the book on the left first. This is Fantastic Four Annual #2. This is a tough book and high grade. Why? Because, well, obviously, you know, it's tough because it's a book from 1964. It's a Silver Age book, but it's an annual, so it's a square-bound book. They always get split. You know, they're tough to get that because the spine always splits. There's 72 pages, you know, so it's a tough book, man. It's a tough book. But this is the origin of Doctor Doom, and obviously that great cover with him, you know, like fighting the whole Fantastic Four. That's, you know, but that book's hot, man. Like, this is all these keys, you know, like sometimes we talk about sleeper keys and undervalued books. This is not that, you know, these are all like expensive books, but man, they're awesome, you know? So origin of Doctor Doom, huge key. I really like that book. And then book on the right here, I have this one, Marvel Superheroes 20. This is his first solo story. So, you know, important in that, right? And then also it just has that awesome Larry Lieber cover. Beautiful. I love it. It is one of the best Doctor Doom covers, if not the best, to be honest. But that's another tough one because it's square bound and it gets splits. Mine has a, you know, couple inch split in it. So both of these tough because, you know, they're square bound. They get splits. They're tough and high grade. And obviously the one on the right has a black cover, so that's even worse. But these are like the two, you know, like when you think about it, like when I think about the top 4 Doctor Doom keys, I think first appearance, second appearance, origin, and solo story. So those 4 books, FF5, FF6, Annual 2, and Superheroes 20, those are like his 4 main big keys that, like, if you're a Doctor Doom collector, you need to have. But yeah, great books, man. So now let's look at some classic covers featuring Doctor Doom. Okay, so we're going to look at some classic covers, but before we do, I want to say something. Every Doctor Doom cover is a great cover. Every single one. Just because of his character design and, you know, especially if it's a Kirby Doom cover, forget about it, okay? So let's look at some famous, classic, awesome Doctor Doom covers. Book on the left, FF57. Amazing cover. I love it so much. You know, the colors pop on it. I have one right up there signed by Joe Sinnott. Awesome book. Awesome book, you know. And it's just great Silver Age Fantastic Four, you know. This is like, it doesn't get much better than these books, man. Then we have in the middle the book right after 58, right after 57, obviously. Just another classic Doom cover. He's like in the sky, you know. Story's called the Dismal Dregs of Defeat. Try saying that 5 times fast. But, you know, another great Doom cover. Then we go all the way to the right. Fantastic Four 86. Man, that is a super great cover. It's one of, I think, you know, it's one of, I keep saying it, but it's one of the best, you know. Obviously, we have Doom there looking large and menacing. This original art is actually on sale for Heritage right now, so I'm excited to see what that sells for. But, you know, it's a great image of him. He looks huge. You can see him clearly. That, you know, it just is a great cover, you know. But yeah, let's look at some other. Okay, so now let's look into some more Bronze Age, Copper Age Doctor Doom covers. First 2 up are from the fantastic John Byrne run of Fantastic Four. Pun intended. On the left, 258. This is like such a cool concept. It's Doctor Doom pulling the like the cover off. You know, he's ripping the cover off of the book, and you can see his reflection in his like metal hand. So that's like a crazy cool like concept, and like, you know, just like a really cool idea, and it's an awesome cover. Then in the middle, book right after that, 259. Just, I mean, look at it. You know, he's looking menacing. He's big, looks dope. You know, I love the pinks in the background. Awesome book. Then all the way to the right, Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 10. Obviously, Secret Wars is a huge event, and he has such a big role in it. But like number 10, man, just a great Doom cover. He's like, his armor's all tattered. You know, he looks defeated, but he's like kind of in this position, like I'm gonna get back up and, you know, kick your butt. You know, like, so that's just another great book, man. All these are awesome. And now let's go into some books. Like I said, he is a Marvel Cinematic Universe villain, so he doesn't just fight Fantastic Four. So stay with me here. Let's look at these. On the left, Namor the Submariner, number 20. Awesome book. Doctor Doom, you know, fighting Namor. It doesn't get much better than that, right? Then in the middle, Daredevil number 37. He's freaking just awesome. It's 37 and 38 as he fights Doctor Doom in them, and both of them are great covers, great story. I mean, again, he fights everyone. Book on the right, Thor number 182, Doctor Doom versus Thor. You know, what else we got here, man? Boom, book on the left. And this one I love. This is probably my favorite Hulk cover. Incredible Hulk number 144. Hulk versus Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom's like throwing a freaking, you know, shooting a power beam at him, you know, and the pinks and the pinks and purple in the background. Crazy awesome cover. And then boom, let's look in the middle, another Submariner book. Submariner 47. I love this Bronze Age with the picture glass, not picture glass, picture frame. You know, you ever see those covers with a picture frame where they have the title and it? You know what I'm saying? Picture frame Bronze Age book. Doctor Doom and Namor, you know, falling out of building, you know, with glass shards everywhere. That's a great book, great Bronze Age book. Then all the way to the right, X-Men 145, classic cover. It's been swept a lot. Doom hold up a cup, you know, holding Storm there. You know, he's like triumphant. His foot's on top of Cyclops' back, and everyone all the X-Men in the background are just like, you know, beat to hell because Doctor Doom just, you know, beat him. It's just dope cover. Just really shows how powerful he is in that one. So yeah, but yeah, you know, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Obviously, you know, if you haven't known already, now I'm a freaking Doctor Doom fan, man. So it's fun doing this video. And let me know if you want to see some more, you know, key comic spotlights of like cool covers and, you know, first appearances and, you know, origins and blah blah blah, whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment on what your favorite Doctor Doom cover is. But that's pretty much it. Peace.